We have clearance, Clarence.
Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Enough is enough! I have had it with these monkey-fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane! Everybody strap in!
And so Hal joined us. I'm Kim as well. If you want to sit in with us too, Kim, you're welcome to. I think the more the merrier on this. It's just a couple of quick stories, but maybe important stories. This is certainly pretty important. Russia is suspected of targeting thousands of British holiday flights in what's being called an extremely dangerous electronic attack, jamming navigation systems, including GPS. 46,000 flights logged satellite navigation issues for months between August and March. Jamming hotspots were in the Baltic, the Black Sea, and the Eastern Mediterranean.
Oh, God.
The planes appeared to be suffering from GPS jamming and spoofing. That's when there is interference with the wireless communication system. They use fake signals to trick pilots into thinking that the aircraft is in a different location than they actually are. The European Aviation Safety Agency, in January, warning that authorities are seeing a sharp rise in jamming and spoofing attacks, but they didn't say who's behind them.
I enjoy a good spoof, Mark, like a takeoff on popular culture. But if I was in a plane that got spoofed and the pilot's like, "Oh, there's a mountain coming up," and it's like, "Oh no, that sounds absolutely frightening."
There's a time and a place for spoofing, is what you're saying. I appreciate that. Yeah. And industry experts are now saying that the spoofer is associated with Putin's forces.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, just another fresh hell every day. If it's not Havana syndrome,
right?
It's now they're targeting our airplanes. So and why British Airways? Is it because Britain is a NATO country? Is it because they are supportive of Zelensky? Oh my Lord.
I think that's not
why
far
not
from
American planes? Like, why only British planes?
Well, the suggestion apparently is that the RAF plane that was jammed, that's the Royal Air Force, of course, RAF.
Yes, of course.
It flew through Poland, and that's kind of close to Ukraine, right? While the defense secretary was on board, the defense secretary from Great Britain. And they think that jamming hotspots in the Baltic region, the Black Sea, and Eastern Mediterranean are also involved. Several reports talk about these jamming and spoofing events, and they think they can trace this trail of breadcrumbs back to Russia. 46,000 flights, as I was mentioning, reportedly logged satellite nav issues over the Baltic region. So this is where, I mean, these are not just flights that, I mean, obviously, if there's this many, but I was going to say it's not just those that are carrying dignitaries. 2,300 Ryanair flights. I mean, that's like Southwest Airlines of Europe. Wizz Air flights, another kind of version of that. These are almost commuter airlines. They're passenger airlines, and 82 British Airways flights. So this is covering quite a broad spectrum of flights and companies that are flying over Europe and the Baltics, and apparently Moscow is being accused of jamming these satellite signals. This is serious, serious business.
Yeah, my computer system goes down in my car and I lose GPS on the way to the market. I am just at a loss.
Yeah.
I have to pull over and collect myself. This being in a plane, that is frightening. I mean, one would think that could lead to just disaster.
Absolutely right. That's
we have
exactly
way too much to watch out for. Don't fly on the Boeing 737. Now we got to not fly over the Baltic. I mean, what else? Bring more.
Yeah, I mean, it's frightening enough wondering if all the nuts and bolts have been put in quickly, or God forbid you're going to be a whistleblower about those nuts and bolts, then you'll get suicided by Boeing.
Oh, that's right. If you see anything on a flight, you may want to keep your mouth shut because you could get suicided. Exactly. There, finally, in Stories from the Sky, there is this: the very high-profile expedited security screening service called Clear You'll
Yes.
see it at the airport. People are
I
clear.
signed up for Clear for one day because I was so late for a flight. I was like, "How? Oh my God! I'm going through security, and there's a long line, and I'm like, oh, I need to leapfrog security." So I quickly signed up for Clear. I made it from LaGuardia to LAX. It was a happy ending there, but then I completely
You dropped
got
it.
rid of my Clear membership.
That's kind of smart. It's $189 a year to verify identities at these airport kiosks, and then you're escorted past the long line. There it is, the logo Clear. Tony's showing it to you now. So
Clear, also the highest state of Scientology. If you've gotten rid of all of your Thetans, you've gone clear.
Unrelated, but yes,
Unrelated.
Great point.
I mean, do we know that for a fact? That
Well, you're right. We don't actually.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism between Scientology and Clear.
I have to say it's the thought that they could be linked. It's a
wild idea, but it just might work.
It just
I mean,
might
Mark,
work.
who owns 23andMe, the Mormon Church. I'm just saying there are levels, there are connections. I have red yarn crossing back and forth on a map. With
that cork board is getting crowded at Hal's house. The deal on this Clear in California, you don't expect this, in kind of a bluish state, and where there are a lot of people who are paying for that Clear, a lot of those tech bros, but it's actually, it's not an insane amount of money. It's less than $200 a year. I have it, and Courtney has it, and we barely fly. I'm flying this week, but and some of the time it expedites things, some of the time it doesn't. But more to the point, they are saying now, and this is in Orange County, state senators are flying between their districts and Sacramento, and they are proposing a ban on Clear from all of the airports in the state. They are saying that Clear doesn't check sufficiently to make sure that people are truly no security risk. There is some bipartisan agreement on this bill, but it looks as though it's going to have some pretty strong political headwinds in terms of passing. But they're trying to... There's 6 major airlines, Delta, United, Southwest, Alaska, JetBlue, and Hawaiian, that are fighting the bill because they say if you lose Clear, that could result in an increase in airfare, loss of revenue. And Clear is arguing that they, through their procedures, actually do, and I'll get to another thing they do, but that they do clear everybody in terms of the security risk. But the thing that is being most pointed to is they're creating a longer line because so many people are cutting line based on their connection with Clear, and that's getting in the way of regular business. So they're saying, hey, fine, you want Clear, they have to have their own TSA, their own dedicated ramp, and their own dedicated passageway, I guess might be a way to think of it, instead of using the TSA. So this is the latest when it comes to flying. There are a lot of people who use Clear, and the local and the Senate Transportation Committee representative said in a letter, Clear is nothing more than the luxury resale of upcharge of space in the airport security queue, where those people can pay to skip the line at the direct expense of every other traveler. That's playing why are these people cutting the line card? And so it is true that not everybody in Clear has cleared everything. People have gotten through Clear who haven't been officially cleared to the retinal scan and everything. So it doesn't seem like a perfect system. But might I say, TSA isn't a perfect system either, based on all of the stuff that we've seen get through there.
Mark, I wonder how much of this is prompted by, the folks behind TSA Pre, because maybe they want to be the only game in town. Maybe TSA Pre is, they're dipping into our pocket. They're dipping into our coffers. So the TSA Pre wants to have a monopoly on this business.
Oh, this is really interesting. Once again, Hal Rudnick with the conspiratorial aspect to this
Oh,
story.
yeah, I'll go down that rabbit hole.
That's Stories from the Sky for today.
Can I add one more story from the sky, Mark?
Oh, yeah, please.
Do you remember that woman that was on the airline and she got all bent out of shape? I don't know if she'd been imbibing at the airport bar a little too much, but she said, "Those people back there, they're not real." Remember that woman?
Oh,
that
yeah,
got
of course.
dragged off Yeah, you might have talked about this already, but she's a far-right influencer now.
Oh no!
Oh,
It
wow.
all came full circle.
So has she achieved a level of popularity and notoriety from that little
She did.
theatrical
She started making appearances, and she did a mea culpa. Oh, I was wrong for that. And now, trying to keep her 15 minutes going. She is. Nicely done, team.
Yeah, that's Tony. Very well done, Tony.
Thank you, Tony. She
Thanks, Tony.
is singing the praises of Marjorie Taylor Greene and the far right to make America great once again.
Now,
there she is.
when America's great again, will she be able to fly again? Because I think she's on a no-fly list. Isn't she on a ban? Probably
That's a
ban.
good question. I wonder if Trump will pardon her from the no-fly list, just like he's trying to pardon those quote-unquote January 6th patriots.
Yes, I mean, it strikes me that he wants to get a lot done on day one, but he's going to need more than day one. For just the pardoning alone will probably take 10 days.
He's going to pardon like you wouldn't believe.
There's never been anything like this.
That's Stories from the Sky for today.
This has been Stories from the Sky. The captain has turned off the seatbelt sign, and you are now free to move about the cabin.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.